If you feel like your money is burning a hole in your pocket and the moment it lands in your account, poof, it's gone, then I hate to break it to you, but that's a flashing neon sign that you don't have a plan for your money. I used to be that girl. Pay would hit. Within 48 hours, I was wondering where it went. Now, my money is already spoken for before it arrives. Every dollar has a job. Some go straight to investing, some to essentials, some to guilt-free fun. But none of it is floating around waiting to be swallowed by Uber Eats or an impulsive Instagram buy. If you don't tell your money where to go, it'll wander off, and usually not to places that build wealth. Welcome to the Richer Podcast, the show for women who want more. I'm your host, Sarah Coombes, mum, wife, educator, and the woman who took a $40,000 a year pay cut, scraped together $110,000 in 2 weeks, moved 15 times with 2 babies under 2, lived in 2 garages, and ran purely on caffeine and grit. Who, fast forward to now, has built a life that has me jumping out of bed every morning with excitement, because around here, every woman deserves to live a life she's in love with. If you're done choosing between motherhood or ambition, burnout or balance, this is your podcast. Each week we dive into powerful conversations that help you to build a richer life, one with more freedom, more impact, and yes, coffee that's still hot. So whether you're driving to work, winding down with a cup of tea, or stealing a rare moment for yourself, I'm so glad you're here. This is your time. This is your podcast. Welcome to the Richer Life. Welcome to the Richer Podcast, the podcast for women who want more wealth, freedom, purpose, and coffee that's still hot. I'm your host, Sarah Coombes. Because here's the truth. If you don't have a plan for your money will make a plan for you. And spoiler alert, it won't be a good one. It involves a lot of where did it all go and late night regrets, staring at your bank app like it's a breakup text. If you ever feel like your money disappears, if you ever feel like your money disappears faster than your willpower in front of a chocolate cake, this one's for you. Let's start here. Cutting back on your $6 oat milk flat white isn't what's keeping you broke. Can we retire that myth once and for all? Because unless you're bathing in espresso, your problem isn't coffee. So let me be real with you. What's keeping you broke is not knowing where your money is actually going. No plan, no direction, no strategy. You could cut out every latte and still end up wondering where your money disappeared to. The problem is you don't have a system. Money loves action, it loves structure, it loves direction. But if you don't give it one, your money's like a toddler in a supermarket. It'll end up somewhere wild, sticky, and probably expensive. Now, let's talk about super for a second. Relying solely on superannuation is not a wealth plan. It is a minimum baseline for survival. It's a just in case you didn't figure it out earlier safety net. And I don't like that people are using it as their only plan. They think work hard, put a little away, contribute a little extra to my super and hope it's enough by 65. And I know some of you are thinking, but that's what it's there for. Okay, but what if the year you finally go to retire, boom, stock market drops 60%? Or worse, 79% like the stock market crash of the Great Depression. Your nest egg is now cracked, scrambled, and served on toast. Super is based on a system you can't control, the economy. So while it's great to have, let's not build your entire retirement dream on a foundation that you can't touch. Let's wind it back a bit. I think it's fantastic to be able to add a proportion of your income to it, but it cannot be the only plan you have. Here's the issue with that. A, you're at the mercy of the economy. You don't get to control when the market tanks. B, you're trusting whatever government is in power's long-term plan. That's not a richer strategy. You're relying solely on something you have no control over. Now, I want you to put your hands up if you've ever heard your parents, or let's be real, your grandparents say, gee, I remember when milk was $1 a litre. Well, babe, that's not just nostalgia talking, that's inflation, and it's not slowing down. What used to fill a trolley now barely fills a basket. You know that feeling when you earn more but it doesn't feel more? That's inflation. Inflation is a sneaky little thing that eats away at your buying power year after year because wages don't rise at the same pace as inflation. They just don't. Let's do some quick maths. Your $100,000 salary this year, at New Zealand's current inflation rate sitting around 2.5% at the time of the recording, will only be worth 97,500 in buying power next year. In 5 years, that same salary will have the same buying power of just over $88,388. That's like getting a nearly 12K pay cut while still working the same hours. Yikes. So, unless you're increasing the percentage you invest and not just the things you spend on, you're slowly falling behind. Next, we're living in an era of attention, flashy objects everywhere, and if you don't have a plan, you'll end up like a magpie, chasing every shiny thing and never building anything solid. A new gadget, a random beauty product, that trending aesthetic couch you definitely don't need. In this digital world, it's all look at this, click on that, spend here, don't miss out. Without a plan, you're basically a magpie chasing shiny objects, and you become really saleable. I don't even know if that's a word, but you become really easy to sell to. But with the richer money plan, we flip that. You stop spending by default and start investing by design. You stop the scroll and start putting your money where your values are. The richer money plan is about aligning your financial decisions with the life you actually want. It asks you to get clear on what matters most. The richer money plan is the exact framework I use to connect my spending with my values, allocate money to investing automatically, grow my financial future without sacrificing what I love. And one of the biggest mindset shifts, as my income increases, I increase the percentage of money I put into investments, not my spending. Because lifestyle creep is real. And if you don't manage it, you'll always feel behind, no matter how much you earn. Because here's the deal. If you tell me your value is family, but your bank account is full of things that don't reflect that, we've got a disconnect happening. When you look at your spending, you should be able to tell what you value. If you can't, that's where the plan starts. It's not about restriction, it's about redirection. If I pulled up your bank statement right now, could I tell where you're going to be in 5 years? I actually probably could, because your spending leaves clues. It tells me if you're building wealth or you're winging it, if you're investing in your future or you're stalling in the same spot. And I say that with zero judgment because I've been in both places. I've cried over declined cards. I've had 2 weeks to find $110,000 with no job. And I've also had my moments where I felt fully in control, knowing exactly where every dollar was going and why. So let me leave you with this. Money is energy, and energy needs direction. So ask yourself, do I know where every dollar is going? Does my spending reflect what I say I value? Am I making my money work for me, or am I working for my money? This episode isn't about guilt, it's about awareness. Because once you see it, you can change it. And girl, you can change it. If this landed for you today, share it with a friend, tag me on socials, and download the Richer Money Plan. The link's in the show notes. The first step in aligning your income with your future. Thank you for being here, my friend. If this episode gave you a light bulb moment, or 3, share it with a friend who's ready to stop winging it and start winning with their money. Hit subscribe so you don't miss next week's episode, and remember, burnout is cancelled, wealth is personal, because you do deserve more, and that includes a life where your money works for you, not the other way around. Lots of love, Sarah.